Star Wars Outlaws is updating combat and removing forced stealth. Update 1.4.0 also brings improvements to enemy AI and detection improvements. Players will now be notified when they're being detected. They'll also be able to choose to escalate or change tactics to remain in stealth. According to Ubisoft, a new patch released, Update 1.4.0, which has basically entirely removed the need for stealth from the game. According to the blog post, players will no longer be reset to the checkpoint when triggering an alarm on stealth missions. You will also have more opportunities to keep picked up weapons and objects, along with a bunch of visual upgrades and updates to AI. The devs have also improved facial expressions and animations in dialogue scenes. Not only that, but they have added an option to toggle off the cinematic lens during gameplay. Plus, they have improved the visibility of distant lights. Posted on the official Star Wars Outlaws website, the team, as well as creative director Drew Reckner, talked about the upcoming change to the stealth and combat with Update 1.4. Now, instead of being forced into stealth as an option in missions, you can now continue the mission in full-on combat. This means that you won't be brought back to a checkpoint or start of the mission if you're found out. This title update brings changes to combat and stealth, allowing for greater player choice, the ability to now pick up weapons in more situations, visual options to allow for sharper image, and much more to improve your journey across the galaxy, Ubisoft said. Combat-wise, a previous post went over the fixes, which looked to tackle the issues they had in the base game. This means overall weapon feel and upgraded stats on weapons were prioritized in order to ensure a better player experience. This extends to updated modules for K's blaster, like the power module now allowing you to knock enemies out of cover, or the ion module having an extended stun period. However, there is still an ongoing issue with users that updated to the latest Windows 11 update, and Ubisoft is actively working on a fix for that. These changes are also part of Update 1.4's push to restore player choice on a variety of things. For example, you can now target specific body parts, like the head, for quicker headshots or exploiting weak spots in an enemy. The changes, as mentioned before, are scheduled to go into effect on November 21st. In previous updates, like the one from September, the stealth mechanic was changed to not be too harsh. In that instant, rolling was fixed to be less detectable and differing detection levels were given to various locations. This meant that levels like False Flag were a lot more easier to complete, which is great for players who struggle with stealth or with how it was dealt in the game. Star Wars Outlaws Patch 1.4.0 Release Notes. General gameplay. Fixed an issue where players could get stuck by not being able to take off using the Trailblazer after certain missions. K now holsters a two-handed weapon in more situations, such as when climbing, grappling, or using the speeder. Improved AI speeder usage. Improved enemy detection. Improved enemy tactical decision-making in combat to encourage more active management of their positioning. Decreased enemy damage per shot while increasing the damage cadence increase over time. Improved detection signs and feedback of cameras. Player state, crouched, standing, is now kept after traversal actions. Fixed an issue where only one NPC would be alerted when whistling. Fixed an issue where the player could remain undetected in high grass while performing aggressive actions. Enabled the use of combat in parts of syndicate districts. Added weak points to various enemies. Adjusted weapon aiming, spread, recoil, etc. to allow for more precision and management. Updated weapon damage values for K for all weapons. Increased headshot damage when hitting enemies. Improved blaster module usage, ion and power. Removed player blast damage from the power module. Added enemy stagger to explosions. Added body part-specific death animations to improve combat satisfaction. Improved NPC cover usage during combat. Fixed an issue where K would put away the holo tracker when crouching. Fixed an issue where hostile NPCs were sometimes marked as friendly and could not be damaged by blaster fire. Adjusted jumping to give more control in the air of where you will land. UI, HUD, and settings. Added visual indication of when an NPC starts detecting the player. Added text highlighting which blaster module should be used when aiming at heavy guards, droids, and cameras. Prompt to ping the tracked objective is now more prominent and affected by HUD visibility settings. Added icons to environmental objects that require unlockable abilities. Improved Nick's quick action icon by highlighting button when having an active target. Made it clearer whether a takedown could trigger combat. Added NPC tags above their heads. Works with existing colorblindness settings. White, neutral. Orange, aware. Red, in combat. Adjusted adrenaline rush cost based on difficulty. Story mode, 100% unchanged. Normal, 110%. Challenging/hard -150%. Improved wanted system messaging and display. Fixed an issue where some gear effect icons were not showing correctly. Audio. Improved enemy dialogue when they are going in and out of cover. Fixed an issue where sound wouldn't play through the DualSense controller on PS5. Fixed an issue where arcade games would be missing music after starting a new game. Cinematics. Added facial animations to gameplay dialogue scenes and vendors. Improved animations and visuals of some dialogue scenes. Fixed an issue where ND5 would be missing from the passenger seat when landing/taking off from Renpali or Accra stations. Camera. Improved camera when shooting, aiming down sights, and moving aim. Improved cover camera, including the ability to manually shoulder swap when aiming. Improve the camera by showcasing a better view of each shop when interacting with a vendor. World's fauna and flora. Fixed an issue with destructible flora. Fixed an issue where the visual effects created by waterfalls were broken. Increased the distance at which lights can be seen in the world. Improved the visuals of some grass textures and mud, especially at distance. Photo mode. A new clean lens has been added. Accessibility. Added a custom controller preset to allow remapping of individual buttons. You can choose separate sets of button swaps for K, the Speeder, and the Trailblazer. Added a new strong aim assist setting. Added a new auto transfer option for climbing, which lets you automatically hop between climbable objects by moving towards them instead of having to press a button. Added setting to change how large and clear the effect showing the security camera detection area is. Sound effects slider split into two separate sliders for gameplay sounds and background sounds. Faster menu narration. Settings now go up to 400% speed. Menu narration now reads lockpicking and slicing minigames, objective hints, and which sabat card is currently highlighted in your hand and while drawing/discarding. Option added to toggle the cinematic lens, distortion, fringing, and vignetting effects, off for gameplay. Fill screen is now the default screen ratio, meaning larger text size for the initial menus before you reach the ratio setting screen. Remove all hold input for map markers added to change holds to presses setting. Descriptions of accessibility settings reworded for improved clarity.